now. Okay. All right, you guys. So everybody, welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Middle of April, the 14th. So please take a moment and make sure that you are settled. So uh, use bolsters, blankets, whatever you need to make sure that hips are higher than your knees so that you can get your low back to relax. Um, as we sit here, what I would love for everybody to do is actually find the bottom parts of their sits bones and really feel those connect into the earth. So, what may happen is that your back may look a little bit more like an L, right? So, back to hips to legs rather than quite so much of a J. You don't want anybody anteriorly rotated. Okay, so go ahead, take a little fidget. Good. You guys, thank you all so much for being here. It's really fun to get to see everybody, so thank you, thank you. Okay, let your eyes gently close. And in your first several cycles of breath, just go ahead and allow your body to breathe you. It sounds like everybody's dealing with an awful lot of change right now. So this is an awesome time to just kind of like let everything kind of get quiet and soft and just allow everything to be present. And while you're breathing, I just got a text from Bonnie, and for some reason, I'm resending her information. Okay, so once you've connected into how your body is breathing you, connecting into the movement of your rib cage, the movement of your belly, quality of the air as you inhale, the quality of the air as you exhale. Take a moment to notice any fragrance or aroma that you might be smelling. And just to honor all the subtleties that your body notes, and that a lot of times we may not even consciously notice. If there's any areas of your body that feel tight, constricted, make sure that you're fidgeting in order to get yourself as comfortable as possible around those body parts, and to also see if you can find some ease and some relaxation within them. Transitioning into diaphragmatic breath, we're going to start by breathing into the low belly. So making sure that you're still grounding downward through the sits bones, allowing them to ground into the mat, down through the earth. As you inhale, I want you to find that low belly and just feel that low belly expand as you inhale, really bringing the breath all the way down through the lungs and into that low belly. So that's the area below the belly button and above the pubic bone. And as you exhale, gently allow that relaxation to happen through the rib cage, but then also I want you to begin to engage those low belly muscles by gently drawing in towards the spine and maybe even potentially up just a little bit towards the diaphragm. And then at the end of that contraction, you're going to automatically have that additional space as you relax that contraction to begin the inhale again, coming from the low belly and finding that expansion. Please make sure at all times that you're working with your cycle of breath. So even if I'm on an inhale or an exhale and you're not there, please continue to follow what your body is telling you you need and what your body can give. When you feel deeply connected to the low belly, now let's shift the breath to the center. So this is going to be above or just at the belly button and then up to the bottom of your sternum, also known as the xiphoid process. So this is the area that we're going to play with right now. So when you're ready, as you inhale, I want you to, rather than find the deep expansion in the low belly, see if you can take it into this upper quadrant. And as you begin to breathe, see if you can find expansion through front to back and side to side through the rib cage. And then as you exhale, allow those intercostal muscles, those little muscles between the ribs, to relax. And then again, full deep inhale. Knowing that as you inhale, those little intercostal muscles are pulling themselves together in order to create space and stability. And then exhale, gently release. And just continue to follow your breath. Slow inhale, slow exhale. One more cycle of breath where you're really focusing on moving and opening everything from the belly button up to the bottom of the sternum. And then very gently, softly let that relax. Take a moment to allow your breath to come back to your body, breathing you. And now we're going to go ahead and move up to the upper quadrant. So this is going to be the quadrant that goes from just above where we were to just below the collarbone, the upper quadrant. And we're going to focus on breathing into this now, so that as you inhale, send your breath here. Feel that upper part of the rib cage. Breathe, really find the expansion through the back, also through the sides, maybe all the way up to the armpits. Exhale, gently allow that to relax and release. And again, slow, steady inhale. Find that expansion as those little intercostal muscles contract, and then exhale. Because we're breathing so high, we're also moving into a little bit of movement through the neck muscles where they attach to the first and second rib. And again, when you're ready, slow, steady inhale. Releasing, exhale, feeling everything soften. Feel those shoulders relax and really drop back in. And again, slow, steady inhale. Because we're focusing on breathing high, your breath may send your shoulders upward. That's okay. Just notice that. Exhale. And just make sure that as you exhale, those shoulders relax back down. And then one more time. And again, at the end of this breath, let everything relax for a moment. Allow your body to breathe you. Take a moment to observe and notice if there's any changes, any different sensations coming from all the way from the low belly up to below the collarbone. Now we're going to integrate these three portions so that as you inhale, you're going to begin the breath at the low belly, then feel the upper belly and the low rib cage fill, and then let it go all the way up to the upper rib cage. As you release, allow it to come from the upper rib cage, lower rib cage, low belly, and feel that low belly activate and gently press in and let that soften. And again, slow, steady inhale coming from the bottom, moving to the top. And as you exhale, release it from the top and feel it go all the way down to the bottom. So pretty much all we're doing is we are filling a glass as we inhale, and we are emptying the glass as we exhale. And again, coming from the bottom. Releasing from the top. And what I'd like you to do is 3 more cycles of breath at your pace. At the end of the 3rd cycle of breath, please place your hands over your heart so that we can prepare for the next piece. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, moving now. Still coming from our breath, we're going to move into sound and vibration. So we'll begin by singing the sound of ah, then the sound of oh, then the sound of On that 4th silent breath, please set your intent for what you feel that you most need from your practice and your day, and allow it to be an I am statement. So when you're ready, using that diaphragmatic breath coming from the bottom going to the top, deep inhale. And then when you're ready, gently allow your arms to come down by your side. Turning the corners of your mouth gently upward, open those eyes. And let's take a deep, full breath of joy. So lengthen all the way out and up. And as you're here, I want you to really feel that stretch and take a moment and just gently reconnect to the sits bones and feel the pelvis draw down. And then exhale, let that release, let the arms come down by the sides. Let the shoulders roll, big circle, both directions. Noticing how this feels through the spine and the shoulders. And again, deep inhale. Exhale. This time I want you to pause and allow. I'm going to have to scoot back because I don't think y'all can see. Let your hands turn to face front. And gently elbows bending in and drawing down. Now, what I want you to do here, your elbows are slightly below the shoulders. I want you to take those inner edges of the shoulder blades and see if you can feel them begin to connect towards each other. And notice if as you do that, your rib cage automatically pops forward. There's no judgment here. This is just a noticing how things work. And then let that release. Inhale, draw those hands back up. I'll let them come back towards each other. Exhale, bring them down. And again, big roll each direction through the shoulders. Okay, and again, deep inhale. This time I want you to connect in with the right arm. You're going to allow that to come forward as the left arm comes back gently, bringing yourself into a twist. So what I want you to do here before you do anything else is reconnect into the sits bones. Feel them press down. And then notice if you are canting, right? You're shifting your weight as you twist and see if you can feel your pelvis come back to center. Next thing I'd like you to do is take this left side and I want you to begin to find those core muscles and begin to feel them engage just a little bit. So again, we're not asking for any movement right now. We're just asking for those left core muscles to engage. And then let it relax. Deep inhale, lengthen those arms front and back. Come all the way back up. Exhale, sweep those arms down. And again, deep inhale up. This time turn the palms so that they're facing towards the computer. Exhale, gently bending into those elbows. Again, dropping just a little bit below shoulder height. Inner edges of the shoulder blades, find them and gently squeeze. This time, if you notice that the rib cage was popping out as you did this, see if you can engage through the front, right? These front abdominals to help keep the rib cage stable and steady, even as you draw those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. Good. Gently release. Inhale. Arms come back up. Exhale, sweep them all the way down. Deep roll. Both directions. Let that spine wiggle, wobble, and move. That beautiful column. Just let it begin to find some space. Good. Deep inhale. This time connect in with the left arm. Exhale, gently bring the left arm front, right arm back. Very gentle twist. Again, notice if you shifted your body weight and see if you can readjust so that you're once again stable through the sits bones. And then without asking for any additional movement, I want you to see if you can find these right abdominal muscles and begin to engage them. So again, we're not asking for any increase in the twist. I just want you to see if you can find those right abdominal muscles and begin to feel them engage. And then gently, slowly allow that to release. Deep inhale. And then when you're ready, gently bring those arms all the way back up. Exhale, sweep those arms down. Okay, then let's roll a little bit. All right. Okay. I want you to grab a block. I want you to take it over to the left side. Okay. So we're going to do, now that we've squeezed and squozed, we're going to stretch. All right. So what I want you to do is take that left arm, bring it gently on top of the block. Okay, so this should be really comfortable. Right arm inhale, sweep it up and over. Now we're allowing this to be small because I want you to continue to root down through that right sits bone. So if you need to bring yourself upright even a little bit more and you want to place your hand on top of the block, please feel free. But I want you to stay connected to that right sits bone. So you're actually moving a little bit in two directions. Okay, you've got that really yummy press down through the right sits bone, which also will allow a little bit more opening through that right side, and then release that. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. Roll it around. Okay, let's move this over. Right side. Make sure before you begin that you're still feeling square between the two sits bones. If it feels comfortable, you can go ahead and bring that forearm down. Take a deep inhale, sweep that left arm up and over. And just kind of notice on this side. So if you had one side, for example, if the right side was a little tight and you felt that sits bone lifting off, rather, even if the left side is a little bit more open, just bring that hand back up so that you can just feel that grounding. This way we're keeping ourselves balanced. We're not increasing a discrepancy between the stability and mobility of the sides. And breathe. Feel that left sits bone really ground down. Breathe deeply. And then gently, slowly release. Bring it up. Good. Nice. All right. Go ahead, let both legs come out. So what I want us to do is we're going to start in Dandasana. So please make sure if knees are an issue, take a little something to prop underneath the knees so that you're not hyperextending. I would like to see your feet flexed so that they're active. And then what I want you to do is I want you to place your block in between your legs so that you have something to squeeze. Now, as you do this, notice if as soon as you put the block in, your feet wanted to curl, even though they're not anywhere near the block. So I need to have you take a moment and find those adductor muscles, those inner thigh muscles, so that you can be pressing the soles of your feet down as if you were moving, right, on the floor, okay? So once you have that, check in with the spine, feel those sits bones grounding, good, and then take a deep inhale. This time I want you to interlace your fingers and if possible, reverse your palms, and you can keep the elbows bent. Breathe. And again, when you're ready, what I want you to do is you're going to very gently, slowly roll yourself a little bit over towards the left. But you're going to keep squeezing through the block and pressing down through the sits bone. So you may find that as you do this, the movement becomes a lot smaller. And breathe. Release that. Inhale, bring it back up. Release the arms. Roll the shoulders if you need it. Okay. Inhale, we're still squeezing through the block. Palms come up. This time I want you to take that right arm, bring it forward, left arm back. Oh. And now we're gently moving into a twist. And you happen to have this block right here. So if you need a place for that right hand to rest, you've got it. Again, I want you to squeeze through these left glutes. So engage those glutes. Or not, what am I saying? Not engage the glutes. Engage your abdominal muscles. So engage these left abdominal muscles. And this time, as you engage them, see if it will allow you to draw into the twist a little bit more. So those left abdominal muscles, because they're engaging and they're pulling, can actually help pull you into the twist. So your muscles are doing the twist rather than asking your spinal column. Your spinal column is just along for the ride. Gently, slowly release. Unwind that. Deep inhale, float that right arm up, left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Roll the shoulders. We're still squeezing. Yes, I know that this is a really long set for your legs, but guess what? They're very strong. They can handle it. Here we go. Deep inhale. Interlace your fingers, reverse your palms. This time, very gentle, rolling over to the right. And again, check in with that left sits bone. Make sure that you are still grounding through that left side. So this might be very small, and it's okay. Breathe. And then gently, slowly release. Inhale. Let it come down. And then inhale, bring it back up. Left arm forward, right arm back. A gentle twist, still squeezing. Again, this time your left hand can stand on top of the block, or sit on top of the block. Here we go. Let's see if we can make this our abdominals and not our glutes on this side. So squeeze, find those right abdominal muscles. Engage them. Feel them tighten. And then if your body says yes, you can allow that pull to gently draw you a little bit further into the twist. Keep squeezing through the block. Gently, slowly release, unwind. Release the block, release everything going on with the legs. And what I want you to do is just do a little shake, let it go, let you go, let it go. Okay. Before we go to the head and neck, just because we've been asking so much of the legs, we're going to do a little glute walk. So what I want you to do is, if you are on your cushion, go ahead and remove the cushion. We're walking from our glutes. Arms are up at the side, or you can keep them across your chest, whichever is most comfortable. And here we go. We're going to walk forward, coming from the glutes. Good. Wake everything up. Roll it back. Notice how much we are rolling through our pelvis, because when we come onto our backs, we're going to be making something similar. And then one more time, gently roll it forward. Really make everything work and wake up, and then roll it back. Okay, we are practicing our coordinated rhythm. Yay! Go team. All right, you guys. If you need your sits, we're going to go ahead and do that, because we're going to do our neck for just a little bit before we lay back down and do some more. Whee! All right. Does everybody feel a little bit looser, a little bit more open? Are we warming up? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, good. All right. So we're going to begin left ear to left shoulder. So gently, slowly, as you exhale, roll that left ear towards that left shoulder. Breathe. Notice if this right shoulder was like, oh, it means that we get to go up, right? No. So you're only bringing it over as far as you can while still keeping equal length through the shoulders. Left hand's going to come up and over. Find that yummy space. So all we're doing is we're adding the weight of the hand in our arm, and we're intensifying the stretch a little bit that way. Now, if your body says yes, you're going to very gently resist the head into the hand without creating any movement. So just gently press the head into the hand. Breathe. Notice if as you do this, you feel that right shoulder begin to drop and relax even a little bit more. And then gently, slowly release the hand and the head, bring them up. Notice if everything is feeling, wow, that's kind of yummy. And then gently roll that right ear towards that right shoulder. And again, enjoy this opening. Notice if this left shoulder is really wanting to come up, and just kind of only take the opening as far as you can while still keeping everything level and stable. Right hand comes up and over this time. You're going to just gently drape it over and enjoy that extra opening that you're getting just from the additional weight. Still breathing. And then only if your body says yes, you're going to gently press your head into your hand. And breathe. Notice that as you do this, you get a little bit more length, a little bit more opening. And then gently release and bring the head up. Okay. We feel pretty good? Yeah? All right, here we go. So we're going to come down onto the mat. We're also going to need our chair. Okay. So Des, what you're going to do is like the green chair that is behind you, that would be the perfect chair for you. If you don't have something that is like if you have a hard chair, it doesn't have like a cushion or it's not like a nice piece of plastic or something, and you want a little bit of cushion, please feel free to put like a blanket over this. That's fine. So what we're going to do is this is going to take a little bit of adjustment time. You're going to roll yourself back down. And what I want you to do is just adjust this where the chair is so that you can place the leg there and you can rest the heel of your foot on the chair. Okay. That's how you'll know you're in the right space. All right, here we go. So you still have your block. So what we're going to do here is we are going to continue this play of finding, yummy, and activating some of our deep core muscles. So what we're working towards is really connecting into our transverse abdominis. So the first thing I want you to do is connect into your pelvis. So allow your hands to come to the front side of your pelvic bone. This is known in anatomical terms as your ASIS. What I want you to do is feel the difference, how this moves when it is not in neutral. So the first piece I want you to do is create a bigger curve through your lumbar spine, okay? So you're tipping your sits bones back towards the floor, and the top and front of your pelvis is actually lifting up. And you're doing this to make sure that, please, no pain as you make this curve. And then just let everything relax and come back. And it may take a couple cycles of breath for this to actually fully relax. We tend to keep a lot of tension in our low back. And then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to bring those sits bones up into the air, and I want you to tip your pelvis up. So you're taking away your curve, but you're also tipping the pelvis up into the air. So the front, your ASIS, this front part of your pelvis is now sliding back, and the bottom part of it is tipping up. And then let that relax. Okay. So here's the trick. In order to activate our back, this needs to stay neutral. Okay. And what we're going to practice doing here is I want you to engage. So you're going to have to come from the front of your belly and the sides, and you're going to pull your back into the mat without shifting your pelvis. So just play with that a little bit. It takes some time to actually find those muscles and begin to activate them. Sometimes it can be helpful if you let your glutes engage just a little bit. But the trick here is to not change the positioning of your pelvis. That needs to stay neutral. So find those muscles and gently pull the back into the mat. And then let that relax. And let everything soften. How did that feel? Was that okay? Yes? Question? Okay, hang on. We're going to pause here for just a sec.